Blackmores would have to be one of the most remarkable success stories in Australian business. The company's been riding a health craze for Australian natural supplements and now sells 50% of its product in Asia as well. That helped the tightly held shares past $200 in October. I asked Christine Holgate, the CEO, what that moment was like.
Well, the share price passing $200 happened to be just as I was presenting with Marcus at our AGM meeting. So it was a bit of a surprise, to be completely honest with you. A very pleasant surprise and an incredible moment because many of our employees are shareholders, of course. The room was absolutely packed and many of our shareholders have been shareholders for over 30 years. So it was a great moment of celebration. For me, we can't control the share price, but we can control performance. If we focus on performance, then hopefully the value of the stock will get recognised and the share price will come.
Christine, is being a female CEO a lonely path? Are there groups that you can get guidance from in that situation?
Well, I think it is a lonely path because there isn't many offers. But through my 7 years of being at Blackmores, I've been an active member of Chief Exec Women. And that's a fantastic organisation with lots of many strong women leaders. And those women leaders aren't just in corporate world, there isn't actually many in corporate world, but in many different areas of life too. Kerry Mather, who's the CEO of Sydney Airports, we've become good friends, both running businesses, both growing businesses actually, and both looking overseas to find new growth platforms. So there are ways that you can. When you first start off though, you sort of look around and unfortunately, still in Australia, there's only about, I think it's 2% of the top 200 companies in Australia have a female CEO.
You got 100% approval for your enterprise agreement. What values do the staff share with you?
Well, I think we have I must say up front, we have outstanding staff. I am deeply appreciative of them because they've actually worked tirelessly to deliver those significant growth numbers you spoke about earlier. And what we have at Blackmores, or what we strive to do, is have a very clear and simple vision for the company and share with staff how their role contributes. But that's underpinned with a really strong purpose and a set of values.
What are those values?
First of all, we have a really clear purpose. And that purpose is to empower people to live better and stronger lives through natural health solutions. And we believe we can do that because we've got an unrivaled heritage and a commitment to quality. And the combination of those, we believe, enables us to be successful. And in terms of our values, anywhere you come to a building, you'll see them on our wall. It's passion for natural health, integrity, respect, leadership and social responsibility. We actually reward our staff against those values. And I think it's a great way of keeping something at the very DNA of the company alive and very at the forefront of our employees' minds.
Well, these are the softer skills. How do you actually measure them?
They are softer skills, but I think they are. They're not so difficult to measure. We often say that, or sometimes in companies we say that, but there are many ways you can measure it. First of all, at Blackmores, what we do is we actually do a kind of a detailed staff survey right across the business every year, asking deep questions, not just about financial performance and understanding a strategy, but employees' views about whether we're living our values and respecting them. There are also measures like labour turnover. We're really proud at Blackmores that our staff turnover is quite low. We have a really aligned and committed workforce. So I think there are ways we can measure it. We just might have to think differently about it.
How do the values you talk about help you sell into Asia? Are they part of your marketing effort there?
I think in some ways, Blackmore's job in Asia is easier than it is in Australia. The Asian people have been brought up with a philosophical belief around natural health and about prevention. We're all very aware of the importance of Chinese traditional medicine and also their face structures, Buddhism, for example. So for us to actually explain the value of our medicine is much easier because they're used to taking natural health solutions. So it's sometimes more challenging here in Australia than it is in Asia, and so it's definitely a benefit.
What advice do you give people who are selling to China?
Patience. I think it doesn't happen overnight. Many people think that everything in China happens really, really quickly. It doesn't necessarily, and I think patience is the first thing. The second thing I would say is absolutely respect that this is a different country to ours and really learn the consumer and respect the government there. And too often, I think, I meet people who go up there and put an Australian manager in because they want to trust the person running their business there, but he can't speak Chinese and he doesn't wake up in the morning and feel like a consumer of your business. So I would actually take that two approach. Be patient, but absolutely respect the local people.